So the first thing I've noticed about San Antonio is that there's a lot of old style buildings here, a lot of old buildings, interesting architecture, Southwestern style, and it's really pretty cool. And I've been walking around all morning and stumbling upon these old buildings, and I keep trying to figure out which one's the Alamo. I haven't found it yet, but I don't really know what's going to happen when I do. It's not that I have anything against the Alamo. I really don't know anything about the history of it or anything like that, but everyone from here that I've talked to over the past few days has told me to just be ready to be disappointed by it. They say that it's, just kind of underwhelming, not really a whole lot to see, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm supposed to go later tonight with a local, so we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. San Antonio does seem like a pretty cool city, though. This is my first time here. I've never been to this part of Texas before, and we got this really cool river walk all throughout the middle of the city. Like I said, a lot of historic buildings, and I think there's even a couple of forts, like Spanish-style forts, similar to what I saw when I was in Puerto Rico earlier this year, like Castillo de San Cristobal, and kind of similar style. I don't know if they're national parks or not. I got to find out. I have my parks pass, so I would love to be able to use it if they are and check those out, but it seems like there's a lot to do. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone out there that celebrates Thanksgiving here in the United States. Mine was really awesome. That's why I came to San Antonio. I got to spend some time with two of my really good friends that live here and meet their families and meet some of their friends, and we all got together and ate a lot of really good food, and it was really nice. It was definitely a lot of fun, and I think I'm probably gonna stick around this area for a little while. I'm not really in much of a hurry to get out west. Part of me wants to get out to San Diego to surf, but otherwise I'm pretty okay with exploring Texas for a little bit. I'd like to see more of San Antonio, like I just said, but I also want to go to Austin and check out Austin some more. Haven't been there in like 5 or 6 years at this point, so I'd love to go back, and I'd also like to maybe go back to Big Bend National Park as well. The last time I was there, it was scorching hot in May. It was really uncomfortable. I feel like this would probably be a better time to explore there. Other big news in my life, I went to In-N-Out Burger for the first time in like over a year yesterday, and that was really awesome, as good as it's ever been. I was really looking forward to doing that for a really long time, so I'm pretty happy that I got the chance to go there. And it's kind of interesting because it marks like the farthest point west that I've been. In-N-Out really only extends to San Antonio and then a little bit to Dallas, and otherwise it's pretty much just a West Coast thing. And this point in San Antonio is the farthest west I've been in a pretty long time, since I was out in California back in, I guess, middle of 2017 or so. So it's definitely been some time, about a year and a half, and I'm really looking forward to making my way further west, and that's kind of like the gateway to the west. No, I mean, that's the St. Louis Arch, but In-N-Out Burger is like for me is like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get the point, right? You get the point. Also got to see the new Harry Potter movie as well. Actually saw it 2 times over the past week. It was kind of a confusing movie. There's a lot going on, and I didn't really get everything the first time. I think a lot of people feel that way about it, but it was really interesting. It's not technically Harry Potter, but it's that same wizarding world, and I've never really been the biggest fan of Harry Potter, but I'm definitely a fan of it. I watched them all as a kid and definitely read all the books as a kid as well, so it's always nice to be able to see one of those movies, and it got me thinking there's kind of a lot of parallels between the wizarding world and the van life community. Like, van lifers are pretty much wizards.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Okay, I know that sounds pretty weird, but hear me out for a second. It's not exactly the same or anything like that, but you have your van lifers who, in my opinion, are kind of like the wizards and the witches, right? And then you have your muggles, who are the people that can't do magic in the movies, and those are the people that just live a regular lifestyle. They're living in an apartment, the traditional consumerist lifestyle, living in houses, that kind of thing. Just doing what everyone tends to do for the most part. And a lot of the time, in America at least, those people don't really know anything about van lifers. They have no idea that van lifers even exist. They don't really understand why anybody would choose to live in an RV or to try to travel full-time as a digital nomad. Minimalism, they don't really understand that concept. So I'm kind of grouping all those together as van lifers here and saying that they're a little bit like the wizards and the witches. They're like the wizarding world, the magic folk. They live underground. Nobody knows about them. You know, they're kind of just a lot of the time staying in cities and camping in cities on the streets, and you don't even know that they're there. Like I park on the street all the time, and nobody knows that I'm parked inside the element, sleeping inside the element. So it's a little bit like that. Like they're underground. They're kind of weird. No one really understands them. I'm not saying van lifers are gonna save the world or anything. They're not gonna cast spells and be able to do really cool stuff like wizards and witches can, but it's a little similar, right? It's kind of an interesting analogy. So I made it to the Alamo last night. It was pretty cool. It's a cool looking building. I didn't get the chance to go inside because they had already closed down like the museum part of it. It was too late at night, but it was still pretty neat. Definitely cool to see. I'm probably going to try to go back and learn a little bit more about it in the future, but I understand why people say it's underwhelming. It's because it's just small. It's not like this huge fort in the middle of the city. It's just this one little building, but everyone seemed pretty excited about it. A lot of people were walking by, constantly taking pictures of it. It's definitely a big deal. I didn't realize San Antonio was nicknamed the Alamo City. So the Alamo is kind of like San Antonio's Abraham Lincoln, I guess. Apparently I'm just going to compare every city to Springfield, Illinois from this point on, every new city that I go to, but I don't know, thought that was pretty interesting. And I've been hanging out at my friend's house here, and they have a pretty nice driveway area that's fenced in their backyard with concrete slab down, so I park on it. It's a pretty level surface. It's worked out really well for the past few nights here, and they have a couple animals. They've got a cat, Mr. Tumnus. He's kind of running around all over the place. If he comes by, I'll introduce him to you guys, but oh, he just got really scared of the couch and ran away. I don't know. What is that thing that cats get? The zoomies or something? They just start he does that a lot. Like he's just running around the house in circles, and it's kind of funny. Trying to get outside? Come here. Let's go meet the camera. I think he just wants to go outside. He always wants to get outside, but he's an inside cat, and whenever he gets outside, he gets really scared. He also has cat HIV, so they don't want to let him out because he might infect the other cats. But otherwise, he's a pretty awesome cat. I've been waiting for a package to arrive, and it actually just got here a few minutes ago, and it's a new laptop, so I'm pretty excited. But I'm editing this video like I already started it on my old laptop, so this will be the last video that I edit on my old laptop, and then I'll get the new one set up because that's gonna take a really long time. And the biggest news that I found out last night after exploring in downtown San Antonio is that my check engine light came on the Element, and looked up the code this morning. It's P0141. Not really sure what that's gonna be. Looks like a check engine light, engine running rough, decreased fuel economy, faulty rear oxygen sensor. It's probably not a good thing. The oil level is also really low. I checked it this morning, so I'm gonna need to top off the oil for the first time since leaving New England, I guess like a month and a half ago at this point. So a couple of things I need to take care of with the Element. I'm glad that I have a space that I'm able to kind of try to address these issues, and I'm still obviously thinking about getting something newer, and that's still in the cards at some point. I don't know if it's gonna happen right away, but definitely in the back of my mind. Sure how that just turned into a slow motion cinematic cat sequence, but it did. We're just gonna go with it. Back on track though, a lot of folks have been asking about calendars. I did calendars last year with some of my favorite pictures that I had taken throughout the year, different landscape shots, things like that, places that I had visited, that I had traveled to throughout the year. I did do the same thing again this year, so for those of you that have been asking, they are now available on my website, elementvanlife.com/shop. There's a link in the description below. Same deal, obviously all different pictures this year, all from 2018, and it's a 2019 calendar. So for those of you that are interested in buying one, they are available. I can't thank you enough for your support. And I do have only a handful of them made. I only did like a kind of a small batch to start off, and then I'll probably just order a second and third batch like I did last year if I need to. It's hard for me to gauge exactly how many are gonna sell, but thank you to Oddish and Adrian for receiving all these packages. Behind the camera right now, there's like 8 packages, and there's packages everywhere. So thank you guys for allowing me to ship all my stuff here, and I think that pretty much sums it up. Before ending the vlog, I do have a few new Patreon pledges to thank as well. Ruby, Pam and Kirk Warren, and Rosie Cather. Thank you guys so much for joining the Patreon team. I'll talk to y'all in the next video.